Greetings, my fellow Wendigos. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech, the first Wendigo, episode 115, Building an Egg Farm. The first thing I'm going to have you all do is vote for the Impid quest. So the first poll is this one. Should we accept the quest to fight about 270 Impids? So here's the quest. It's the Grand Kai of Inalor and wants us to save one of the caravans. I will be attacked by two groups of Impids, and these are the rewards. The Impids will arrive in 1.9 days, and then another group will arrive soon thereafter. And the rewards are Heal Serum, Uranium, Charged Lance, Piano, Plasteel, Androgen Warhead, and Gold. So I'm going to have you guys vote whether or not I accept this specific Impid quest, and then if yes, pick specifically what reward. So while you vote on that, this here is the project I would like to focus on during this stream that I think I will get done in this stream. But actually, before I go into that, I changed some of the mod loadouts. So Kath, which I can actually show you Kath. Here's Kath. Kath made a mod that will greatly improve xenogene editing. So I'll just give you a quick preview of that. When you go into the gene assembler, you can pick a specific pawn you want to assemble genes for. This is a suggestion/request that I made in the past. And then you can see this is 88 Jack's germline genes. And we can build a xenogene calculating the metabolic efficiency based upon the germline genes plus the xenogenes. So it is so much easier to build a pawn-specific xenogerm using this mod. I am absolutely floored that this isn't vanilla, because it is so hard to build a xenogerm for like a hybrid otherwise. You have to like take screenshots and compare and do mental math, and it's ridiculously stupid how complex that is. So, you know, you could just pick whatever pawn. Doesn't even have to be a colonist, could be a prisoner. So here's an Impid with no, with no extra genes, and it shows you their metabolic efficiency, and then can show you the change of their metabolic efficiency depending on what you've done. So for instance, in this specific loadout, you can see adding very happy causes the metabolic efficiency to -5 because Impids by default have unhappy. So it even calculates that this very happy gene pack will override the unhappy germline gene, causing a metabolic efficiency of -5. So it does the math for you, and you can pick specifically who you're designing it for. Up at the top is a filter in order to find specific gene banks that fulfill certain requirements. So, like if I just wanted archetype genes, or I just wanted a complexity of a certain amount, this is sort of a filter. So that you can filter for, I want metabolic genes that, fulfill a -5 or +5 or whatever other filtering that you want. Because I don't have a gene bank that is like a bajillion genes, I don't necessarily need a filter because I've been selling the genes that I don't want, but that's also very handy. Yes. And, all right, so let's get started with the new... This little blueprinted layout is going to be a new prison. Because I want to ramp up the capture of colonists. Hey, don't chew yourself. Of people. I want to ramp up my prison population. And there was also some other things that I wanted to do as well. So I'm going to get them done while I work on this. But the way this is going to look is it's 7 different prison cells. 6 of them are for specific species, right? You'll have like Neanderthal, Dirt Mole, Impid, so on and so forth. And then this is for hybrids. And I wanted to redesign this so that I can dramatically streamline the process of capturing and harvesting eggs from prospective victims, I guess. So it is one large prison complex to fulfill that desire there. And I'm just going to start laying it out and getting it built. And then I also wanted to change a little bit of the design about how I am storing bodies. So that's another change to be done. But yep, this is the new prison complex. And I am indeed going to use the auto harvest feature. So the plan is, Cathanon also has a mod that allows you to automatically harvest ovum. When you go to the prison tab and you go to harvest or farm, you can say, hey, when you farm, oops, I'm selecting the wrong one. Well, here, I have to go to Bellerose because I selected Bellerose. When you farm, take hemogen or ovum or genes, and what I'm going to do is have it automatically harvest ovum and then not have a valid stockpile anywhere in the colony so that all of the ovum just stay in the individual cells, so that like any ovum in the impid cell is impid ovum, and any ovum in the dirt mole cell is dirt mole ovum. And then what I can do is I can fertilize them based upon their germline ovum, and I don't have to do any organization. It will just be very streamlined and automated. And then the hybrid cell is a lot larger because I suspect I'm going to have an ever-growing population of hybrids, whereas the individual cells can hold up to 6. And I can replicate this individual cell system again. And then in this design, you have the heated individual cells and then a chilled general storage. So that is sort of the idea there. So we're going to get this built. Get this baby built. And I'm also going to redesign a little bit of what the walkways are, because obviously this collides, but that's fine. So it looks like you guys do want me to fight the impids for pay. So the next question is what reward to accept. So here is the next poll. It's either heal serum and uranium, charge lance, piano, plasteel, or antigrain warheads and gold. So there you go. 5 minutes to vote on that. So the other changes that I wanted to make is changes to storing corpses. I want to make it a lot cleaner to store corpses so that it's not such like a rampant mess in the colony, because it's ugly. It's ugly. So what I'm going to do here is to have a important priority corpse freezer and then take corpses out of every other facility. Like no corpses in here whatsoever, on purpose. So this is a important priority corpse freezer, and it's certainly not going to be able to store everyone. And I'm not planning on it storing everyone. So instead, what I want to do is I want to build a separate freezer down here for overflow. A much larger freezer for overflow. So I'm going to dig out this area because it has a lot of overhead mountain. And the benefit of overhead mountain is during solar flares, the overhead mountain will help to keep this freezer cool. And this will be sort of corpse overflow. Basically, I'm going to shove extra corpses in the mountain and then have that as a lower priority freezer. So a lot of building projects. Oh, speaking of building projects, I need to fix the build priorities because I don't need a lot of wasted slate here. So in order to build this thing, let's go ahead and put a high priority slate stockpile here. Slate blocks. Okay, so the edges are critical, but that's fine. So this will have slate, and then I'm also going to want steel here as well. So these are temporary little zones just to enable the construction of this prison cell to be a little bit faster. Llewellyn became a child. Let me get reminded. You are... Oh, right, you're the pigskin. You are valid, so you can remain a colonist. Cool. Alright, the changes to the kill box here are going to be as follows. I'm going to create alternate pathways like this. Oops. As like a sort of airlock hallway, I guess. And that way I can fix this collision here. Should be fine. There's a lot of other little nice to have projects that I want to get done as well. So I'll start working on them too. Wendy, how are you doing? Going to sleep. We are very much ramping up our corset production. Once we have a few more corsets, what I will do is I will open up the trade console and start trading with neighbors, trying to sell corsets for goods and services. You know, the usual. Another thing that I wanted to do is raw food, including pemmican. I'm going to start putting on these back shelves. Basically, I don't think that there's necessarily a need to try to butcher every single person on the map. One of the reasons is because it just drives up colony wealth, and that's just going to make the game harder for no particularly good reason. But another is that if we butcher all of the corpses, we'll end up with, you know, one of the benefits of corpses is, like, it will take a little bit longer to rot, and then when they're running low on the rot timer, you can start butchering more to sort of almost double the rot timer. So, having a lot of extra butchers removes that. What is my colony wealth at now? About a $500,000. Just sitting around about a $500,000. I don't think I have any spare hemogen. Alright, so let's continue hemo farming. Yeah, we are blood feed hemo farming. The prisoners, good. And it looks like you guys want me to accept heal serum and uranium. Got it. So, I have 5 days to accept this. And I'm going to want to wait as long as I can to try to get as much of the new prison built as possible. So, accept the Impid quest and build a prison. What is the upper limit? There really isn't an upper limit, but raid size does cap out at some point. It caps out at about 10k raids. So at some point, like, you'll just get max size raids, but RimWorld doesn't send you any larger raids because it would freeze up weaker computers. So that's obviously an unwanted, undesirable thing to have happen. So it doesn't do it, fortunately. Just like, oh, it's a max size. Well, there's a lot of work to be done. So she's on the throne, recovering. We have so many mechs to shred, it's ridiculous. I'd also like to get the plasteel site going as well. What is the oldest dead body I have? You saw 4.4 years? I have no idea. I don't know if there's like an age for them, so I don't think that it's a question I can answer, because I'd have to check 235 bodies. What is the max size raid number wise? 10,000 points. So 10k raids. But that's not exactly true, because like this Impid quest, for instance, is beyond max size because it's a quest raid. Quest raids don't apply by the same set of rules. All right. Let's get the walls up. Wendy should be joining now. There you go. How are points set up in the game? Use the wiki. That is a really complex question, and the wiki is going to be better suited to actually explain how points are set up. The RimWorld wiki has your answer for sure. So once the wall layout is set up, I am going to floor everything up. Whoa, okay. Well, that was a delivery. Thank you, Randy, for trying to land ship chunks on my colony. Like, just a few cells away from antigrain warheads. Seems reasonable. Quite reasonable. We also found some components in here. That's cool. So this here is just going to be the like extra corpse storage. I don't think I need to bring Orange Cass out of sleep mode to help with this, though. Looking pretty good. This has already taken shape. Do I have any major plans for the tunnels? No, not other than using the overhead mountain as corpse storage. All right, over here, this is slate chunks. I'm going to open... Oh, it's all chunks. Perfect. As for zoning... All right, that all looks right. Cool. Just keep building. You think Orange Cass is obsolete? Tunnelers are actually really good tanks. They're extraordinarily good tank bots. They have a built-in shield. They have smoke pop. They have really high durability. So even when you're not using them as a tunneler, they're very highly functional as a tank still. I'm hoping my rice is bouncing back. Yeah, it looks it. So I'm going to start sowing heel root, because I don't have any heel root, in the southern... Here, I'll just deselect. In the southern basins. There we go. That's going to take a little bit longer. We're also heading in towards the summer, so it's becoming the good trade months, because we can't really trade in the winter. It's too cold. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Still some pollution that the... Oh no, that's with... Okay, only this pollution here is not within the sphere. And eventually one of the cleaner bots will get down there. Oh, that's good. Those Pollux trees putting in a lot of work. Do I still have the sloth raid that's coming at some point? No, it was too cold and they're never going to show. So the quest here is an inactive quest, accepted 10 days ago, even though the sloths were supposed to arrive in 10 hours. They're never going to be a show. It was just too cold. Will the new ovum storage change? No. The plan is essentially anytime that we fertilize a good egg, I will haul it to the ovum storage area. And then if we don't have a good egg, I'll just let them haul it to a trade area. So I don't really need to do anything in regards to that. Which is nice. I am gonna put them on hemo farming though, because I need more hemogen. And I've got 4 days left to accept that. Eight desperate refugees. Leader is a Scion? A Cillion? Something? Crop blights starve them out of their village? Well, sounds like I could eat them. Sounds very tasty. I'm setting up regular creature butchery. This is for bugs or animals that yield non-human meat. So that we can feed prisoners non-human meat and then also get bugs into chem fuel. Just keep building. Feel like constantly I'm checking Wendy's tab and she's not actually working on construction. There she goes. So there's some other things that I want to do. I want to start designing this area that Wendy lives in as somewhat more of a complex rather than individual buildings. She doesn't want to be in the sun, so I wouldn't mind once this is constructed to start tiling and roofing up a lot of the inner courtyard space. Bring about some permanent darkness. Especially given that most of my colonists at this point have dark vision. So putting colonists in the dark isn't going to bother Wendy at all, but it's going to, or any of my people, but it will absolutely bother incoming invaders. And there we go, Mass's burn scar. So both brain scars for Mass are now healed, thanks to the Luciferium. About time. T-Sing is working on Wendy's new armor. Oh, speaking of Wendy's new armor, it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to get some Tinctoria, so I can dye her new armor. So I'll have one basin of Tinctoria where Parduk is working. Come on, Fangface. I believe in you. So Fangface is trying to excise the carcinoma caused by the nuclear stomach. Let's hope it works. What is the power excess now that the atomizers are running light? Well, all the atomizers are on right now, and I only really have an excess of 700 or 600 watts, but it's also like bare minimum wind at the moment. The wind could not be any more dead. So it's probably a really bad time to measure that at the moment. Let's hope Wendy doesn't brain Mass again. Yeah, well, if she has it coming, she has it coming. Hey, Fangface, you successfully did the surgery. So there is Wendy's new armor. Perfect. So she is getting bumped up to Cataphract armor. She's fast enough that the speed reduction of Cataphract armor is not going to be an issue for her. And then I believe T-Sang's working on a prestige cataphract helmet as well to replace the tighter one that she's currently wearing, and then we'll eventually get to fixing up other people's gear too. But Wendy first. Somewhat the motto of this colony. Wendy first. The corpse tunnels are coming together as well. So the plan down here is just to fill this up so that if there is an infestation, the infestation is less likely to affect this area because it's going to be deep frozen and separated from the rest of the cavern, if you will. That means that we're going to need to bring power down here. And I'm planning on putting a cooler, just one cooler in here. One cooler is probably going to be enough, given how not warm this map tile is. Cactus is finishing up the excavation. And Wendy, you're waiting for your mechanites to be healed. That actually brings me to another thing. Once T-Sang finishes the cataphract helmet, I wouldn't mind more bionics for Wendy. Or rather, Wendy wouldn't mind inheriting more bionics. A tunnel for the quick shutting west door reminder. Yeah, I already have a slate door here. And then I'm going to want a door... Actually, I'm going to put the door here. No, like the kill box one? The quick shut west door? This door? Or this one? What about this one? No, I'm just confused. Will T-Sang get his tongue back? No. He's permanently lost privilege. Tongue privilege. Such is the way when you wag your tongue at Wendy. She just tears it out for life. Oh, I was planning on the direct tunnel. Yeah, I get you. Let me do that as well. That's a very short work task with a lot of benefit. A quick access tunnel flip. All right, Wendy, that's enough sci focus. You're one of the only constructors, so gotta get you working. Prisons come together. The amount of courses that I have is getting ridiculous. We have 48 of them now. So, Wendy, when you're done eating meals, marriage is on between Chimmick and Mitty. You know, it occurs to me, I probably don't have a marriage spot. So, there we go. And I also don't have a party spot. Not that we throw a lot of parties. I'll put one down. Trade caravan. Let's do bulk. And call some more in. Trade caravan, do shaman. And trade caravan, no choice here, just Imperial. Cool. Hey, Smiling Dungeon Master. Thank you for the raid. Welcome. You were playing RimWorld as well. Tell me about your colony. And here is a blurb about mine. Which actually just so happens to answer Emporio's question, too. It is a set ideology that I'm running. There's nothing fluid about Wendy's decision-making. She's a one-track mind. Well, two, I guess. She wants Wendigos, and she wants to eat people. Yours is a fairly new. Just lost someone to a hunting animal. Ouch. And you used up your res mech serum. Yeah, I'm 3 days away from accepting a heal mech serum quest. Not quite the same. I do have to fight 270 impids for the heal mech serum, so it's going to be a spicy quest, I think, but it should be fun. How did Wendy not get destroyed when she hit herself with a Doomsday Launcher? Armor, mostly. And also, vampires don't die very easily. The only way a vampire dies is they're decapitated, they're gene ripped when they're, sensitive to gene ripping, or they are burned to death. You can't just, tear them up. So, being a vampire offers quite a lot of protection. Except for from fire. That would be the caveat. Alright. We almost have this excavated. If only Cactus would get back to work. Oh, speaking of which, it looks like both Tisang, Cactus, and Kath, none of the three actually have weapons. Due to their recent insurrection, I guess we disarmed them. Deservedly. The other thing I was planning on doing is in this little, cave that is getting enclosed here, I wanted to put a transport pod in there as sort of like an escape pod. I mean, not that Wendy really has to use a pod to ever escape from danger. She's so god tier that running from battle is not something that she's even likely to have to do, but still, it's nice to have a transport pod there just in case. She has to leave on official business. A backup pod. How fast is Wendy now? I'll know when she's awake. So then all this slate chunks will have to be moved out. Let's also wall this up. I'm double walling everything for insulation. Where'd that helmet go? There it is. Now Wendy should not be in tattered apparel. And she's not. 11 colonists got the plague. Anyone to care about? Mass, I guess, is the only one. Dave and Fayup, despite them being in growth vats, got plagued. And Midi and Mass. So, Midi and Mass, you guys are going to be on bed rest. What about her new ear? I'm going to wait to do the surgery. It's not urgent, and I have 270 impids coming, so I don't want her on anesthesia. Ear is not a particularly important body part for a scientist. She doesn't need to listen to other people. She gets to tell people stuff, not listen to people. She prefers it this way. Is she missing other body parts? No. In fact, I can go through the full health tab. So she's missing an ear, just an ear. Mass is 100%, both brain scars healed. Bryzit not missing anything. Low is missing a ring finger to frostbite. But that's offset by having elongated fingers, so the manipulation lost is not below 100. Midi is also missing a finger as well. Jack is missing an eye. Rogi has 2 scars. Tisang is missing a tongue, but we did that on purpose. Cactus has an eye scar. And that is all the injuries. What is the worst war crime I've committed in this colony? You know, it's kind of hard to measure. All of them. There isn't really a crime I haven't committed. Truly. Like, I've done them all. You think eating without a table? Yeah. In fact, our ideology doesn't even care about that. That's how much of a war crime it is. We have rough living welcome. So, Mass, what part? It's your recon armor. Okay. Let's get locust armor for you instead. So if I want locust armor, I'm also going to need to fire up the deep drill. So at some point we need to go out there and build that so that they get, you know, an income of plasteel again, because we're plasteel 0 at the moment. And Wendy, I do believe that we just harvested 4 dyes? 3 dyes? So we can get your armor back to, like, not white. Perfect. An Imperial Trader. Oh, lovely. Absolutely. Orbital Imperial Trader. They're my favorite. I mean, I understand logically why trade caravans don't carry the same inventory as an orbital trader. But I get so few orbital traders. So they have fertile gene pack, don't care. I can sell the fallen apart armor. I have so many quartzes to be able to afford whatever I want. I'll just straight up buy components, advanced components. That's a lot of advanced components, but I don't mind. I have a lot of glitterworld meds, so I'm not going to buy more glitterworld meds. I don't have any duplicate gene packs. So I'll pay for this with corsets. Very niche product that we sell here. Human leather corsets. To be shared all over the world. Oh, you saw a monosword? Let me double check. If I skipped weapons to buy. Because I wasn't really looking at that. Oh yeah, there is a persona named Rager. Oh man. It's too bad that the Rager that we have is a construction bot. You are a freewheeler. Oh. Well, that's normal quality freewheeler? Yeah, let's buy it. I like freewheeler blades. I don't have a lot of corsets to be able to give out to neighbors now. And this freewheeler blade will go to 88 Jack, I think? Yeah, alright, it'll go to Jack. And then Midi will switch to Jack's Warhammer rather than Breach Axe. Nice. So the next part of this is doors and floors. Because I want flooring underneath the NPM. And I have 2 days to accept conflict for hire. Noted. Don't forget the power circuit. Yeah, the power's actually gonna just run up the middle like this. So it's not gonna be embedded in the walls. Mostly so that prisoners that haven't been xenogermed can't punch it, the cable, and knock anything out. Power-wise, they don't have access to it. And then I do plan on putting like a turret in the in the freezer section. I have it planned out. You'll see the final plan soon. but it's pretty elegant for prisoner sequestration, let's call it. Where is Lo? Why aren't you tending to these people? So much plague going around. Plague is not so much of a concern for most of the people, because most of my colonists have, like, strong or super immunity. It's not that big of a deal. You like this prison design? Well, thanks. It's as inhumane as I could design it. And then the kill box is getting a little bit of rework, too. Just a little bit. So with all of this dug out, the next thing to do is to copy this zone. And paste it in here. So this is for 462 corpses. Seems pretty solid. Corpse freezer back up. Put this as preferred. And then for this, all we'll want is door. It doesn't necessarily even have to be closed, but like a door, some of the walls, and moving the slate out. Yeah, the reason I didn't build the door immediately is to haul the slate. It's just faster not to build the door. But the hauler bots are already starting to move things. And starting to care about movement speed and traversal speed around the colony. So I'm flooring things up and I'll be roofing it up in due time. $1.7 days. Got it. Corpses are already starting to be moved. Nice. Now they're not in... Oh, actually, they are technically indoors. Because there's a door here. So this is a... That's weird. They're not indoors because this is open. Well, there's a door here too. I don't really know. Why not both? They're not decaying. So I don't really need to worry about that. Yeah, I think the door to the tree room causes it to be an indoor area, even though it's so huge. Because once it exceeds a certain area in size, it's no longer like a room. The game doesn't classify it as a room anymore, and I think that's what's going on. Which is fine. And then I have to furnish it, heat it, light it, and put in the nutrient paste dispensers, hoppers, and some food and meds as storage. Which I really don't have meds, which is kind of the issue. I would very much like to buy herbal meds from travelers. I do have some healroot growing, but I don't really have the ability to harvest eggs until I get more healroot. Unless I want to waste my good meds, my industrial meds, which I don't. Absolutely don't. So Jack, you got your Freewielder blade, leaving your uranium warhammer out here. Mitty is picking out. Okay. Oh. All right. I think because of plague and the blood loss from blood harvesting, we killed a prisoner just from harvesting them to death. Which is fine. It's relatively funny, but I'm going to hold off on blood harvesting for now so that we don't kill off more prisoners, because some of the prisoners that we have in there are ones that we want to keep. Vendetta got pessimist. All right. Tortured artist, pessimist, and ascetic. I don't need an artist, but boy, would you ever make a good one, because you'll hate life and being tortured and all, and then get inspired from your torture. Talk about stereotypes? Yeah, no kidding. A tortured, pessimistic artist. That's an organ farm if you ever saw one? No kidding. Can we vote to have an artist? I don't have any ability to really train up an artist, and it's like luxury items that Wendy doesn't care about, so no. It's not really a democracy, it's a Wendocracy. And if Wendy don't think it matters, it don't matter. Oh, a psychic drone or high. That sure won't make the males in the colony unreasonably angry. Keep an eye on Blow and Bryzit. DeFlutie has a medical emergency. Wow, that is ridiculously close. And here comes all the trade. So I'm going to actually do industrial meds for next tending. We'll go to the Imperials first. It's very cold out. It's negative 41. So I fully suspect that these trade caravans will leave immediately without really any delay. So I gotta hurry. Also, should probably move this stuff. So haul. The silver can stay there because I might be using it in a second. So as far as gene packs go, they have nothing interesting. Weapons are also not really interesting. Yeah, this is turning out to be a little unfortunate. Just buy components, I guess, and I'll caravan them in. Bummer, man. When you show up with more fun stuff. Fine. 59 relationship. That's probably strong enough that I am not going to gift them anything. I don't need any Eltex stuff. I already have a full set of Eltex gear. What I was hoping to do is to get lances, shock, and insanity, and they didn't have any. The shaman merchant probably does, though, so I'll look to that. But I need to move really quickly to the next caravan, I suspect, because it is really cold on this home tile, and they're not going to stick around. So, it is time to skip. East. I wish there was a way for, like... I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be fair, but I wish there was a way for trade caravans to be, like, immune from temperature for at least, like, I don't know, 6 hours or 8 hours upon arrival, so that there wasn't a case where they just immediately take off, because they would if you're not careful. Yeah, the tribespeople are already leaving. Ridiculous. Wow, they have a lot of components. This is the bulkers trader I asked for. Okay. So let's see what else they have. They have no gene packs. What is going on with this? They don't have any wood? Doesn't look like. I called them in as a bulkers trader to buy wood, so that's disappointing. I'm going to sell them some of the furs and leathers that I'm not using. Buy their components, because 35 components is a lot of components I won't have to make myself, which is time consuming and doesn't really help me training up my crafting skill all that much. And then balance the budget with corsets. Relationship is a little lower, so I'm going to gift them the other corsets. And some beer. The components were dropped somewhere around here. So the tribes people are already leaving. So one of you got to get a move on. They're the ones that are going to have insanity lances. Because they were shaman merchant. Gene packs are none, but they do have lances. At least it's something. They also have plasteel, but I'm about to get a, I'm going to buy the soother as well, because we have a high psychic drone right now. So I can help soothe that over. And you brought one herbal med. Thanks. Thanks, people. That's just great. So good there. Alright, pop in the soother. And then I'll load the rest of the stuff up into caravan to bring it in quicker. And where'd those components go? I bought 35 components, did I not? Shouldn't I see 35 components somewhere around here? Don't cheat Wendy, she'll kill you. I swear, where are they? Did someone already haul them? I don't see them hauled. Where are their farm animals? They're like trade animals. I have no idea. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like you guys saw me buy it, correct? So this locust armor is for mass. North of the base is the muffalo. Oh, there they are. Okay, so they'll be around this muffalo. Somewhere. Maybe. So there's their muffalo. Where the heck is the components? Oh, here they are. Wow, that's really far back. Alright, quest expires in 22 hours for the impids. I still have time. And we do have silver, like, kind of all over the map. So what I'm going to start to do is just crudely plan mark where the silver is so that I know to haul it. In fact, Chimic, don't haul chunks, haul silver. I don't really need a mark here because this is my trade zone. So, duh, I have silver there. But yeah, anytime I find, like, random piles of silver, I'll mark it down. Oh, not you two. Ah, you'll be fine. I wonder if Tefluti's gonna survive. Yep, Tefluti survived. Good. Don't want my test subjects dying. One gentle prisoner. Okay, so again, it's the same dude from Inalor. Wants to send Tox Blighters my way. There'll be 3 raids of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75-ish. 3 raids of 75-ish. They do have Psytrainer invisibility. I know I'm putting the thumb on the scale, but I've said time and time again, man, it would be really nice to have invisibility. Although 4 anti-grain warheads is nothing to shrug at, nor is the amount of Plasteel that they have. So I have... Oh my god! Wow, okay, so this is a little nutty. These 3 raids come in... Okay, 3 raids. These 3 raids come in 22 hours. So it's raid of what looks to be not sappers, though. The type of troops that they say they're going to send, I don't see any grenadiers. So it might be possible to double up the fire trap, or to put a natural fire break in so I can use the fire trap twice for a prolonged fire in order to do away with these wasters. But I'm going to leave that up to you, whether or not I accept that quest. Do I accept the quest to kill 3 raids of wasters? We already have the impids coming. And it doesn't... So I know that within those 22 hours, we're going to have those raiders coming in. So I could try to overlap the 2 raids. So the impids fight the wasters. But if the impids or the wasters are sappers or breachers, that plan goes to hell, where instead of having them fight each other, they just breach and fight me twice. So it's dangerous to do, in other words. Not necessarily the smartest play, but it might be possible. I might need a larger meat locker. You know, I can always expand this cave to the east if I need more space. With all of this about to go down, I might want to top up my blood with Wendy to get all the hemogen I can handle, and then also top up my psi focus. Remember, Bryza has skipped now? I will try to remember that. Two and a half more minutes to vote in that poll. And what I'm doing here is I'm just roofing up a lot of the areas. I'm probably actually going to break down these wind turbines and then remove this old facility here. Because this facility isn't doing anything anymore. I've sunset the need for this area. Alright, did we remove the roof? Not yet. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech, the first Wendigo, which originally streamed live on Twitch, March 5th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Wendigos.